Okay, if you scroll down right there, click that. There it is. And so it's at 32,500. We got 14 minutes left. On the last video, I shared with you that we were selling the not so farm truck, the big off-road vehicle that we have, so that I could buy a farm truck. And it's a no reserve auction. So like whatever it sells for, it sells for. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. Right now, it's not quite where I want it to be. So we'll see. Usually in the last couple of minutes though, these things go crazy. And all of a sudden people just start bidding crazy in the last couple of minutes. We're at 32,500, not even close to where I want to be, but we'll see what happens. Let's go down to the bottom where it shows the live bidding. 32,500. But the good news is the last several bids have all been by different people. So there's like 4 or 5 people that are in the mix. Plus I had a guy email me about it. He hasn't bid yet, I don't think. So there's a number of them in here that could still pop. Or you just, that's it. But that's the risk we take.
I'm guessing 52.
I don't think it'll go up that much.
Okay.
I would like it, but I don't think it'll go up that much. I just posted a couple of videos. Scroll to the right. It probably is in there. Right there, that last one, Backroads Drive. This is our last trip, like when we were down here before, and we went home the long way. So this might have been like Idaho or, yes, right by the lake. We're under 10 minutes now, still at 32.5. There you can see some pictures. So yeah, that's the top of Four Peaks mountain range outside of Phoenix. And then if you click over next arrow, that was Idaho somewhere. And there was the fires. We slept that night right next to those giant fires. The other thing, you got to scroll down. Let's show them the t-shirt that somebody made about this truck. I found it on eBay. Right there. Click that.
What?
Yeah, you can buy that shirt on eBay.
What? That's cool.
For like $32 or something.
That's
We should all get one just to remember that truck. But isn't that cool? It even has like dirt on it in the picture. So there it is, $25. All right, let's go back to it. We only got 7 minutes left. Let's see. Oh, 33. Let's see if there's any new comments at the top. Under 40K is a steal.
Oh,
that's helpful. Thank you, Zooter. 6.5 minutes left. Steve 17's back up. At the end, under 2 minutes, you'll see there'll be a little ticker bar that'll go down. And every time somebody bids, it goes back up once you're at 2 minutes. 34,250. Let's just see what happens here. 34,250, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. We are now under 3 minutes. As soon as it hits the 2 minute mark, you'll see the cool little ticker that shows up at the top. 35. I'm telling you, there's some people that are going to hopefully pop in at the last minute here. Well, like I said, I'm fine with like anything under 35. I would have been like, ugh. But at least now it's like, okay, it's doable.
Okay.
35,250. Taylor's back in it. Okay, we're down to 2. Look at that. Oh, see, now you can see the yellow bar. So now, watch it. It like ticks down. It's for 2 minutes, so you can see it ticking down. We're at 139, and we're still at 35,250. So let's watch. Oh, 36. Just a dude.
Where did he come from?
He had asked me a question before, but he hadn't bid yet. 36. So now we're back up to the full 2 minutes again.
Wonder how many people are viewing it.
Oh, 36,250. Taylor McClarson.
Back up to 2 minutes again.
Minute 32. Minute 29.
Just a dude. 37.
Just a dude.
He seems to be going up pretty
37. We're at 1 minute. Oh, just a dude. Oh, Grant, you. Oh my goodness. Freaked us out. We're under a minute.
Oh my goodness. Come on now. Let's get up to 40.
Wouldn't that be nice? I'm the one. Didn't I say 37?
Yeah.
I did.
I said 38.
I said 50.
You said 36.
Mom.
I'm a dreamer.
That might be it.
I mean,
That might be it. Or someone at the last minute will be like, okay, I'll go a little bit more.
Oh!
There we go. Oh, a new one. A new one. Yeah, he's all new. Haven't even seen him. There we go. Just a dude. 37.5.
Doing up 2050.
Oh, it's going up so small though.
Well, it's still going up though.
I know, but it's just going up those tiny amounts. Maybe that's not the end of the world because then people be like so tempted to want to do more. But I need somebody to pop like $5,000 bid on there. Just end it.
That will scare everyone else away.
Right.
Put a lot of work into it.
Just a dude. 38.
Yep, he's still in it.
Oh, cut that out.
Okay, 38,250. It's still those two. It's still those two. 56 seconds.
Oh, golly. Oh, my goodness.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's it.
1. You got
That's
it.
it.
Wow.
Checking for last second bids. Sold. Sold for $38,250.
Wow.
It's not quite as much as I was hoping for, but it definitely could have gone for less. So hey, we got to enjoy it for a little while. Sometimes you make money, sometimes you lose money. It is what it is.
It started at
Okay, I just found a farm truck, and so I'm buying it right now. I'm in Phoenix. The farm truck's back in Minnesota, close to my farm, but it's a 2003 Chevy Silverado with 153,000 miles, new tires, new battery, runs great, everything works. $4,000. Like, that's like an unheard of thing. So I messengered. I said, I'll buy it right now, sight unseen. I will Venmo you the $4,000, and then they're going to drop it off at my farm. And she said she would do that. So I'm sending it right now. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever done, and I might be out $4,000 if I get there and the truck's gone and she's got my money. But I'm trusting her. Something about living in a farming community, you just kind of trust people that are local. And farmers look out for each other. And she's a fellow local farming community person. So I'm going to trust that the truck's going to be there when we get home at the end of March, which is like a month away. I'm going to go ahead and press pay right now. Your payment, look at that. Oh, it just said your payment is on the way. There it is. That's literally the only picture I have of it.
Oh my goodness.
And it could be awful, but either way, we got a farm truck. And worst case, you just drive it around on the farm.
It drives.
Hopefully it drives, hopefully it starts. But when we get back from Phoenix in March, we'll find out what it looks like. Look at that. She said she got it. She said we'll probably be able to drop it off Saturday or maybe even Thursday. But anyway, we just bought a farm truck. Flip it around. Family farm meeting. Everybody's here. Sitting here waiting for an inspection to be done on our house in Phoenix. It's supposed to sell. This is a second buyer because the first buyer got cold feet. And so we're sitting here waiting, and we thought we would just stop and get some donuts. But we were talking about our farm for this year and how last year when we planted our soybeans, we did all kinds of chemicals and different things. We didn't have to do fertilizer last year, though. Do you guys know why? Why didn't we have to do fertilizer last year for soybeans?
because the ground was full of corn for all those years, so then it'd be better for soybeans.
Yes. Why else? Anybody have an idea?
The farmer before us, they spread manure, right?
That was part of it for sure. So yes, it was corn on corn on corn for many years, and the previous farmer spread manure. And what's the third reason? Because soybeans don't need as many, so much fertilizer. From what I understood, soybeans don't need that much fertilizer. Corn needs more fertilizer. But it's synthetic fertilizer. So I was going to buy synthetic fertilizer, and honestly, I just never got back to the guy from the co-op because I talked to him once, and then he said, yeah, call me when you get settled in Arizona, and then we can just deal with it over the phone, and I just never did. And then I just was like, the more I thought about it, I was like, number one, I don't want to spend the money on it, but I do if it creates a good return. And that's one side of it, is like the business side of the fertilizer. And from that perspective, it probably makes sense to do it. The amount of money we'd spend on fertilizer, you would hope you would get that back in a higher yield in the corn. But I just don't like the idea of putting all this stuff in the ground. Even though that's like totally a normal thing to do, and it's probably fine. But is it? I don't know. It just seems to me that like God made the world to work in a way that it can work in harmony, meaning like it's like a circle, right? Like, he made the ground and it can be full of nutrients, and animals can provide that nutrients, and then the ground will grow food for the animals to eat, for them to again provide nutrients. Like, it's just this perfect cycle. And when we disturb that, we can be more efficient and more profitable. But is that what's better, and does that work in God's design? And I would say no. And so that's been on my conscience of like, how can we do this in a different way? The hard part is I just don't know how else to do it. And the people I know all do it the traditional way, where you put fertilizer down, synthetic fertilizer, and you spray for weeds. And that's what we did last year.
Is an option that you can like hire someone with like animals to bring their manure in spray it, or like
Yeah.
you get it from them or something? Or it's
All
just-
of the above. Yes, you can do that. You can find a dairy farmer, I think, and then
Yeah.
you pay them to bring their extra manure. And so, yeah, you could do that. And I think that's probably the better. That's how I'd like to do it. The other way is that you do get cattle, and you let them graze on that area. But you got to do that kind of when there's not a crop in the ground,
Yeah.
obviously. And it's probably not enough. So spreading manure is probably the best way to do it. But then the bigger, I don't think that's as big of a concern to me, especially for this year, because I think the ground's very healthy because of the manure being spread on it for so many years. So I don't think it's very deficient where we need to add all this fertilizer. It's more the weeds. I don't know the best method for killing the weeds.
Right.
I've heard people use the vinegar. I've heard people use a rotary hoe, which is like this thing with all these teeth on it. It's like this wheel with all these teeth on it that you pull behind your tractor, and it just rips the weeds apart before your corn gets too tall. Actually, before I think it even comes out of the ground. So that's something. But then once the corn comes out of the ground, what do? Because then you can't run that machine. But maybe you can if it's set on 30-inch rows. Maybe it could still rip through and not get the corn. But I'd be afraid I would like get off track and just like rip all your corn apart. So that's what I would say I'm most nervous about or don't know is how do you set it up in a way that still works and you don't get overrun by weeds.
Yeah.
Because you remember the weeds last year.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's a shift I want to make on the farm is to go from traditional farming, which I don't have any problem with people who want to do it that way. The world would go hungry if we didn't farm that way. It's like the lesser of two evils. Does everybody go hungry and the world starves, or do we use fertilizer and chemicals to kill weeds? And obviously the latter is what people do. But if we can do it without doing that, that's what I would like to do. And there's ways to do it. People on the YouTube channel have shared tons of links to videos and names like Joe Salatin and all those guys. I don't know what they call. It's not organic necessarily, but it's more on the lines of that. But to me, you're farming the way God intended farms to be. And we can do that because we don't have thousands of acres we're farming.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Smaller farms, it's probably easier.
Yeah.
You know.
One other cool thing is that we are now at, who wants to guess? Use subscriber number.
13,780.
You saw it, you little turd. I know you saw it. 15,780.